Well, good morning, everybody. I did say on my last video, or whatever you want to call it, I'm just uploading things for my dialogue. Anyway, I said I was going to begin to upload things on Wednesday and Saturday. So I'm going to try to stick to that schedule. I can't give you an exact time. I have to prepare for these kind of things, so I don't want to put a time on it. So this is how I'm going to upload my dialogue on Facebook Live. I wanted to talk about something today. I think I need my other mic, because it might go out, but anyway. Anyway, I would say that I am rather unique. I'm unique because of some of the things that I've overcame. I go back throughout my childhood. I am 60. I'm proud of it, and I'm approaching my 61st birthday. Anyway, all throughout my life, I have been given a special gift that I don't know why I was chosen to have such a gift. Well, I'm gonna go back to my early years when my father was alive. You see, I was only about 5 or 6 years old. My father had sickle cell anemia, and we are his offspring. I have 2 living, a sister and a brother. I was trying to figure out the right word to say, but they're my siblings. Together, my mother had 4 children. I have an older sister who is oldest of us all. Her name was Jacqueline. Anyway, I'm going to get back to my story. Like I say, my father had sickle cell anemia, and he was multi-talented, as I can remember. He was a taxi cab driver in the streets of Illinois. He was also a barber. But he was stricken with sickle cell anemia, and he passed away when I was 6 years old. When I tell you, even as a little girl, I would have dreams of things. Some things, good things, some things, bad things. Well, at 6 years old, I dreamed my father was killed, cut up, and put on a shelf. Shortly after my dream, my father passed away, and I'm not sure exactly whether it was due to pneumonia that had gotten into his bloodstream, because he also liked to fish, and he had gotten into a little accident, and he also, well, short, I dreamed that my father had passed away. But I dreamed that he was killed. Well, I'm going to tell you how good God works. Even at a time such as that, the most saddest day of my life, at an early age. Anyway, I have a little time today, so I'm not going to rush. I'm just going to go on and tell you some of the things that would draw me to the conclusion that I am very unique. So anyway, by the time I had got 11, my mother had remarried. And her husband had 3 children. Emmett Jr., Tommy, and I can't remember what the baby boy now. I want to say Tommy, or if I did say Tommy, is one of those names. Anyway, I was growing up in Illinois, and Illinois was during them times, it was really bad. The disciples and the Blackstone Warriors, they were trying to induct my brother into the street gang. They had already gotten to my step oldest brother, which was Emmett Jr. Y'all, that was the second death that I had ever experienced. Okay. What happened to him? He was in a gang called the Blackstone Rangers. And he wanted out. Well, back during those days, you couldn't get out of a street gang. You was an indefinite member for the rest of your life. This is what the streets were saying. Anyway, he was killed, stabbed 17 times. Soon after that, okay, saying my battery is low, so I gotta get up and get my charger. I don't want to go out. So if you all will bear with me just a moment, I'm gonna grab my charger. So my phone won't go out. I'll continue. Hold on. Y'all hold on for a second. This thing ain't working. I'm trying to hurry. Bear with me. I ain't through. What happened? Go back. Well, anyway, it looks like it looks like my charger was broken or something. Now that is officially plugged up, we should be on the way. Okay, so anyway, are you all still there? I apologize. That was I don't want my phone to go dead while I'm doing this, because this takes a lot of preparation just to do. Anyway, I was telling you about I think I had left off where my stepbrother had gotten, he was stabbed 17 times, and that was the second death I had experienced as a little girl. So, in that first dream, where I dreamed that my father was, chopped up and put on the shelf, that wasn't really my father. But my father passed away, but God was just trying to let me know. So I'm just saying, God give us, everyone, intuition. Strangely, I really didn't know what kind of gift this was that I had. But anyway, I went on and we moved to Alabama, to make a long story short, because like I said, my brother was, they was calling my brother to be a member of the Blackstone Rangers, and it was either life or death. Yeah, so we wind up in Alabama. I had a little interruption. I'm trying to be quiet as I can because I don't want to wake anybody. But it's time for my daughter to get up. It's time for us to go to work. So I'm doing this right before the hour of my daily start. Anyway, we wind up in Alabama. Now, let me tell you what I think. When you run from trouble, you run to trouble. So when we moved to Alabama, we thought we was getting over by moving to Alabama. The trouble wasn't with my brother anymore. He was able to live a normal young boy's life without that fear of having to be caught up in all of that stuff that was going on in America at that time. Okay, remember now, I'm still a little girl. Oh, I remember well. So by the time we had moved to Alabama, they had, the streets was going crazy after the assassination of Martin Luther King and all the other men that fell behind him. So we here in Alabama, and first experience, me and my sister both experienced trouble when we arrived. I was just a little girl, and like I say, I lived in Chicago for the most of my life before moving here, and I didn't know anybody here other than my family. And sometimes it takes a little while for you to connect with your loved ones. Yeah, you do. It's a natural love, but you got to get to know one another and things like that. So me and my sister never divulged the things that happened to us when we moved here, and I'm sure we weren't the only victims of rape. We didn't find out till later on in life, because my sister really she was just wanting to know. She always asked me who it was that took my virginity. Anyway, make a long story short, I began to write. I was writing things that was confusing to me. I was writing about things that I wanted to be. I was writing about a lot of things. I was writing about the hurt and pain that I felt during that time. And then being oblivious, I'm trying to get the word right, oblivious to what was going on in the world of America. So here it is. 50-some odd years later, I find myself in the same condition. So you all, excuse me. I got it down pat. See, I wrote for things like peace and harmony and beautiful feelings and love will survive and things like that. Those were the things that I used to write about until I bumped into a character that was gifted, such as I. I considered this person a friend even when I lived in Chicago. I moved from my old town to a new town, but I still had rather good friends in Chicago, Illinois, where I was born and raised. But one of the most intriguing things that ever happened to me was being able to say I got a chance to see the Jackson 5 perform live. You see what I'm saying? Anybody can write poetry. What you got to talk about today is so real. We take for granted small things, little things. We do. Even me. You know, I told you, 2020, the first of the year, Satan tried to sift me again. I almost died, y'all. And during that time, I was expecting a large sum of money. You know how money changes things. It's true. I didn't want to spend all that I had worked so hard for. I didn't want to have to give it away for the things that was going on around me that day. My daughter told me, she said, Mama, what's wrong? This ain't none of you. I was ungrateful. I felt like I should have went over the curb. Okay, I'm going to take my time today. Let me just cancel that because I can't see myself. Well, anyway, I'm trying to tell you something, y'all. I got a real story to tell you today, but I'm trying to get there because it's going to take me a little while to get there. I'm going to bring you up to today. I promise you I will. I won't leave you until I do. So anyway, I knew how to get in contact with this person that I had met a long time ago by just the technology that was available to me at that time. Suddenly, I'm looking around for my handkerchief. I try to keep it handy. I need to start just keeping it on the piano. That way it'll always be in my face. Anyway, then something special happened to me after I continued my life's journey. I had a beautiful dream, y'all. And until yesterday, figured out that it really wasn't a dream, even though I was a young woman when it happened to me. So anyway, it was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. Nothing could compare to this dream that I seen. If only you knew, at that time I was dreaming of a new place. I don't know how we got here, but today we're in that space. To make a long story short, I continue to strive for my dreams. Now I'm getting to be a young adult. I'm still in my early 20s. Maybe I'm approaching 30. Mind you now, I had had this dream practically for the better part of my young adulthood. So anyway, I wrote this fella and I told him all about my dream. I told him that you was there. So it was only me and you. So I figured that he had to know that I was the one in the dream, but I couldn't really just send him a letter, just a simple letter. And by that time, I had begun to evolve into my true self. I was writing. The only thing I wasn't doing is bringing my poetry to life. Is what I'm doing today. See, that's how come it's flowing just the way I wanted to. I got all the time in the world because this is my footprints in life. I'm telling you. It took about 7 years for me to see a dream come true right before my eyes. I'm going to tell you how I got to that point. I had mentioned, on my last video about this place I had went. I be doing a lot of videos. I had went to this church. It was around the corner from where I lived at off of Maple Avenue. Anybody know anything about Birmingham? I'm somewhere around behind Lipscomb or somewhere over there in that area. I forgot what the area was, but anyway. I went to this little old church and there was this minister there, and he began to speak the word. By this time, y'all, I was crazy. I was crazy in my mind, believing in impossibilities of mankind. You see what I just said? Keep up with me. So, and I talk about my family a lot. Every day, because my family is like my rock. Because my parents and grandparents and their parents taught us how to love one another. That's all we got to do. I didn't say we wasn't gonna fall out, because we do sometimes. But we still come back to the same fold. At such a time as this, we are where we need to be, even right now. So anyway, I'm getting older now. Never in my life did I imagine that I would play my piano before a crowd of people I don't know. I am a writer. I've always been a writer. I never published anything. I have written what I call the Somewhere in Your Days tune, but it was written to an individual. Somebody got their hands on my material. They could probably vouch for me. I'm not even worried about that because, I wasn't searching for fame and fortune. I only wanted to know one thing, and one thing only is what I wanted to know. Small things that we ask for, such as our daily bread. Those things that God automatically provides for us. I'm going to slow it on down because this story is like none other. I'm going to tell you some things that happened to me that were good. So one day, I was in my 30s by far. I know I was probably in my 30s, and I stepped outside of a dream into reality. The most beautiful thing I've ever experienced in my life. All because of a simple prayer. Sometimes we pray for things. We pray for things that we want to happen. And when they happen, we're not ready for them. I said that to say this. I am so amazed at all the things and all the miraculous miracles that God has shown me throughout my life. One day at a time is what he said. If I could just take one day at a time and continue to praise the Most High, it would be all that I need in this life. If you don't believe what I'm saying, I suggest you try him for yourself. Because when that dream arose in me, I was a different person from then on, from there on. My mind has been transformed. But I was getting to that story. Let me get on back over there. Across the railroad tracks from where I used to stay, there was this little old church, what they used to say. But inside this church, there was a minister, and he was bringing forth the word of God. At that time, I was being mentally challenged because I had exposed what was going on in my life to people who had no idea that without faith, it is impossible to do anything. But if you got just a little faith, so the word says, this is what you got to have to make it through this life. Just a little faith. Times have changed right before our eyes. You just can't even see what I see. I'm going to get on to that. This man preached this sermon about the hills of transfiguration and transforming your mind. And, at that time, I was mentally ill. I was taking Haldol, Cogentin, Trival, and Benadryl. And while I was taking this medication, I had a stroke. They didn't tell me I had a stroke. I knew I had a stroke because of the effect that it put on me from that day, from the day of my discharge till today, I have never, ever taken another Benadryl, Codeine, Travil, and what was the other one I said? Because whatever it was the most powerful drug, Haldol, at that time. I don't know what they call it now. Probably call it something like morphine today. My mother, she had to visit me. I had a little child that saw me in this condition, and I was so afraid that she would remember the condition of her mother when she was a little girl. She was probably about 4 or 5, I would say. I was caught between a rock and a hard place because I wanted to get away from the struggle going on in my mind. And I'm of the faith. I believe that all things are possible. If you have faith, you can move mountains out the way. And I'm not talking about a physical mountain. I'm talking about challenges and things that block you from getting your blessing or seeing your blessing. Because right now, I am so overwhelmed. I am so overjoyed. I don't know what to do with myself. Because he has allowed me to still be here to see what he will do for me. I put a little song out on. That was one of my first originals, what I call My Secret Place on My Solid Rock. You'll find it under my page somewhere. And I'm not sure if Facebook still has it, but I know you can find it on YouTube under the same thing, Captured Pieces to a Dream. Anyway, that song came about due to death and violence in the land. I still listen to the words today, and I can still rap to it today if I was able to. I am not who you think I am. I am just a vessel, willing to share my life story with you. I've been doing this thing a long time. You just don't know. Because this is something that I cherish. You see how easy it is? Beverly Ann has never had a piano lesson. Let me rephrase that, because I have had some piano lesson. I have an instructor who has taught me how to move my fingers on the keyboard and how to play. That is right, I did. That was probably about maybe 20 years ago. But I did learn some things under her instructions, y'all. But I have been playing the piano now for over 50 years. Nobody knew I had this gift in me because I kept it hidden. It was in the closet, and I just came out. But funny thing is, I enjoy it more I enjoy this more now than ever. Wonder why? Because God has allowed me to see the sunrise. He's let me feel the breeze through the trees. He has let me smell the air, and he has let me see his gloriousness all over again every day. That he opened my eyes. I see him everywhere I go, no matter where I go. He's there. You can't see him. He's there. And I want to tell you a story. And once I'm going to start the story. I got to go to work. It's going to take a little while to tell the story. Maybe I'll be late today. Maybe I could work a little later tomorrow. I don't have to get off early, like 12 o'clock. I don't have to do that. Like 11 o'clock, because that's what I do. I work 9 hours a day, and I'm off for half a day on Friday, because I work 9 hours. but I will sacrifice my hour of time today because I'm getting back to a story. So I had mentioned I just want to talk today. I just want to get some things off my chest. I want to tell some people about the things that I've seen. So anyway, once I had another dream, it wasn't so good. It was disturbing, to say the least. I had seen all these people, and they were just dropping dead, like flies, everywhere around. They were falling. They were just dying. I had seen that long time ago, but I didn't think I would see it again until something happened in America again to wake up the ancestors, wake up everybody in the nation, for real, for real. Okay, so I'm bringing you closer to today. Now, this may have happened maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. This is something that really happened to me, and I was on Google, and I was looking under NASA because I had heard about a new planet that they found up in the sky. And so while I was doing my research, I stumbled upon a picture of a place in the sky. I told one of my relatives about it. She said she don't want to hear. She was scared for me to tell her. But I saw this place in the sky. When I tell you I saw this place in the sky, it was the biggest thing look, you know, let me just put it to you like this. You know, God made the universe. Or did you think he would stop there? So these people was now trying to go to the sky. They trying to get as high as they can get to the ultimate part of the sky. And you wonder why such things happening all over the world. Fires, locusts is on the rise. And then we're dealing with the COVID virus. COVID-19. Girl. Boy. Ladies and gentlemen. Something is going on. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Telling y'all, we is at a new place and a new time and a new space. Things are changing around this world today. We can't be fearful of what's going on, because this is still God's world. Just traveling here. You know it. I know it. We're only here for a short time. Ooh, y'all, when I seen this place in the sky, you know, so it's so beautiful up there in the sky, up there beyond the stars and the moons, beyond the clouds. It's so beautiful up there. There's even diamonds and rubies and colors that make the rainbow. It's fascinating. I said all that to say this. Get ready. This is God's world, and we are just pilgrims. I hope you all have enjoyed my live. I will be back. I have more details on this place I seen in the sky. I don't want to dwell on it too long. I'm just overwhelmed at the things that's going on in the world today. I'm overwhelmed, so I have to release what I'm feeling and release some beautifulness in the world. Because, again, I say, the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, and everything and they that dwell therein. That's joy to me. So, I got a right. I got a privilege to tell it like it is. You all be blessed today and have a marvelous day. I'm done.